YTPC, how are you? Bagpiper coming back at you from the car. Got kind of a serious topic to talk about, I guess. I am not currently smoking anything because it is raining. Just don't want to smoke with the window down, especially with the pipe that I wanted to smoke with, until I can get the little window guard thing that goes up and allows me to keep the window cracked. I just suffer. Just like I'm suffering right now waiting on traffic. Anyways, I guess I just wanted to give a channel update. I've had a few people ask me, or mention, hey, I really enjoy your channel, even though you're not posting as much as you used to. Just kind of wanted to clear the air or let everybody know about why I'm not posting as much as I used to. Seth Markwood from the Markwood Men's Breakfast Club made an observation in one of the videos that they posted a little while back, that the majority of YTPC presenters will get on and they'll post things like crazy, and then they just kind of die out and you don't see them anymore except for on Instagram. And the theory behind that is unless there's more than one presenter, which gives two different points of view and twice as many things to talk about, there comes a point when you just kind of say everything that you can say about our little niche in the hobby world, and then you're either forced to repeat yourself or you just kind of go quiet. There are a few people, like Ghost Cobb does his Fine Five on Friday, and so that gives him new material every week, and he's able to help promote new channels, our new presenters into the community, which is great. Allows people to find people a whole lot faster than they would have just stumbling across YouTube. You have people like Big John and Old Berg, who are posting reviews and doing tobacco talks on Sundays and things like that give them that opportunity as a solo presenter and as group presenting to keep going. Then you have people like me, who was super excited and gung-ho and posted a video, like, I think I averaged the first 6 months was like every 2 or 3 days, at least twice a week I was just turning out a video. And the more I learned, the more I shared, the more I experienced, the more I shared. But then a couple things happened. The first one being I moved. When I lived in Tennessee, I only lived 5 minutes from work. So my commute was very short. And it was easy for me to jump on House Party, jump on YouTube. I had great service, so I could do all the live streams and everything, and I had time to do things like cob mods and start making my own blends and practice with Briar. But when I moved to Georgia, I went from being 5 minutes from work to being over an hour from work. And that kind of cut into my time to do things. Granted, I can do yabos from the car, you know, on the ride to or from work, or VRs or something like that from the car, because I'm just sitting in the car for an hour at a time, however long it ends up being, and shoot a video, and everything's great. But the cob modding and the Briar experiments and stuff, where I was trying to make Briar pipes, that slowed down because I don't have that extra hour in the day before dinner or whatever to devote to that. I'm back to only doing things on the weekend like I did when I worked on second shift, because of the time that I'm gone. That means that I have to get a week's worth of projects done in 2 days. So that puts a big strain on the channel and the content that I'm able to make. Not only that, my shop is in the middle of being redone. I'm redoing the workspace to better optimize the area that I have to work in, which means that I'm working, but I'm not working on pipes. I got a new lathe for Christmas. I'm going to start practicing on turning some pipes on the lathe, upgrading my sanding station to better sand out the Briar for that bottom shape. I've got a lot of the equipment that I need to progress what I'm doing. I just have to have the time to do it. And I can't have that time to do it until I make a space to do it. So there's all these factors that come in as to why I'm just not making a video, coupled with the fact that I'm about to hit the point where I've kind of said everything that I want to say without repeating myself, so I'm not really sure where to go from here. And then there's other aspects of the YTPC. There's been a real influx of new faces. A lot of them I don't know, or I barely know, because I've been so busy I haven't had time to stay as current on other presenters' channels, and I don't have that niche to keep a consistent video or have people to interact with. I mean, Clint, Frozen Backy Blender, he makes his own. He and I work together a lot. We're both making our own blends. We got recipes going back and forth. We're actually working on a how-to book on how to make your own blends from leaf. That is in the very early stages of development, so that'll be a little bit. And speaking of Clint and blending your own blends and stuff, I don't know if people realize just how much of a process it is to make your own blend or to make blends for other people. You have to order the leaf And regardless of how much you order, you're going to have to de-stem everything. At least the Virginias, the Burleys, things of that nature. And that's a process. And then if you want to stove your blends, you have to put them in whatever container, whatever vehicle you're going to stove them in. And then that's a long, slow process. And granted, we have discovered a way to do it where the longest part of that process is put it in and walk away, and it just takes time. There's still that end process where for an hour or two you have to kind of stand there and monitor the stuff as it finishes its stoving. Pressing, putting the leaf in the press box takes a little bit of time, depending on the size of of what you're trying to make. 45 minutes to an hour to put everything together and press it. But then depending on how you are pressing it, like if you're doing it like I am, just using C-clamps, it takes up to 21 days. If you're doing it like Clint, it only takes a couple of days, but it takes the remainder of that time for those flavors to really marry together and actually come what you're looking for. So there's a trade-off on time, but it takes time. It's a process to make your own stuff. Not only that, but it costs up front to get what you need. And if you're trying to do like Clint did last time he was home, and he said, hey, I'm open for business. If you want something, let me know. We'll work out a trade. I'll tell you how much it costs, whatever the deal is. But you can't just get that order from somebody and then order just that amount of tobacco. You either have to buy it in quarter-pound or 1 pound quantities. And if you're going to say I'm open for business, you're going to have more than 1/4 pound of one type of leaf, because you're going to get bombarded. And then that just takes all your time. And as I mentioned, I only have 2 days a week to really do. I can de-stem at night after work while I'm watching TV, after I ate dinner, or put it in a press or something. But there's a lot of things that take time, and time is a precious commodity for me right now. So the projects and stuff, you haven't seen as much of those lately because there hasn't been time. When those come, like I had a whole series on how to smoke a pipe from A to Z, put as easily as possible. It was going to be a 3 or 4 part video series, because I do have a couple of friends that I have got interested and hooked onto the pipe. And I was going to make those videos for them to help them, to give them something to watch, to understand how to smoke the pipe and the questions they may have. But instead, it's just kind of been texting the answer to them, saying, hey, I watched this video, and I started doing it the way they did in this one, and then I found out for me that if I did this instead, and it worked better, and that's just try it. You'll find what works for you. I haven't had the time to make those videos. So it's kind of, I don't know, it's bittersweet. I haven't focused as much on the YTPC channel as far as producing content as much, and just really got back to just enjoying my pipe and the time that I get to smoke it. And really trying to enjoy those processes when I do have time. Like I've got 2 different blends in presses right now. I have a Balkan flake and an English flake in the presses, different presses. As soon as I can get the shop reorganized, I'm going to build a shot press that will speed up my blend making time from 21 days to 2 or 3 days. Pretty much how Clint has done it. Of course, they're going to have to sit and marry a little bit in order to get those flavors together the way I intended. But that's fine. At that point, it's just sitting in a jar on the shelf or sitting in a vacuum sealed bag on the shelf, and then I don't have to worry about it. So it all comes down to time, and that's why I haven't made as many videos as I used to, is because of time. I'm not saying that I'm done with YouTube and I'll never make another video. And I'm not even saying, hey, I'm taking a break. Don't expect anything from me for the next 6 months, because that's not what I'm saying. I still enjoy making videos, and I still enjoy getting to interact with people in the community. It's just not going to be as frequent as it used to be, and I make no apologies for that. For the most part, my family and I are in a really good spot now as opposed to before, so we're able to do a little bit more when we have the time as opposed to before, and that's kind of my first priority is taking care of and doing things with them. So that was a very long-winded way of saying I'm not gone. I'm just not going to be as present as I used to be. And if I lose viewers because of that, you really weren't watching for the meaning of the message anyways, were you? Yeah, that's really all I got. And I guess you could consider it to be like, I don't know that I would say words of caution, but just a tip to all the new people who are making videos and trying to make a name for themselves in the community. We're in a pipe smoking community. That community is very limited compared to the entirety of YouTube. We're not going to get famous. We're not going to make money at it. It's just not going to happen. So, from my experience and from experience of others that I've talked to, it's okay to be gung-ho about making videos and being a presenter in the community and posting on YouTube every time that you can, every single day, every other day, 3 times a week, whatever. My advice is to pace yourself. If you have an idea, write it down. Shoot the video. Doesn't mean you have to post it right away. You can have a backlog of videos, and then in those times when you can't make one, you can post one of those, and you still have consistent material flowing. Because otherwise you will quickly run out of things to talk about, and if you don't find a new angle, what's going to happen? You're either going to repeat yourself or you're going to burn out. And in an attempt to not burn out and not repeat myself, I'm just slowing down. And that's kind of where I'm at with it. To the Icelandic Piper, pretty sure I got your name right on that. I've seen your messages, your comments about the package, not getting it from my last giveaway, and wondering where it was at. Don't worry, I'll get you taken care of. We'll get some stuff out to you to make up for that missing package. And I know this is a long video. If you made it all the way through, leave me a comment below letting me know. I appreciate everyone who comments on any of my videos, even if it's Clint thumbs down and talking shit. It's all good. If y'all haven't watched any of his live videos, you'll understand why he's doing that to me. So I appreciate all of y'all. Y'all keep the full lid rolling. Bagpiper out.